So we'll do some rules of exponents, specifically when we have negative exponents. So the rules of exponents are that a to the mth times a to the nth is a to the m plus n, and then a to the mth divided by a to the nth is a to the m minus n, and then the power rule, a to the mth to the nth is a to the m times n. So let's do an example of each when we have negative exponents. So if I have negative 4 x to the third y to the negative fourth times 2 x to the negative third y to the negative 1. So using the product rule, the first one, let's kind of do everything one at a time. First, the coefficients. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Not using the rule on that one. But now the x part. X to the third, x to the negative third. So when I add the exponents, 3 plus negative 3, that's going to be x to the 0. And then y to the negative fourth plus negative 1 would be negative fifth, adding those together. So the x to the 0, anything to the 0 power is 1. So really this just becomes like negative 8 times 1, which is, it's kind of like it's going to be gone. And then y to the negative fifth, I'm going to rewrite this as 1 over y to the fifth. Okay, so now it looks like that negative 8, that's still in the numerator. It doesn't move down. The value is negative. It doesn't mean the exponent's negative. So negative 8 stays on top. Y to the fifth is on the bottom. And that's it. That's my answer. Okay. Let's do one with the quotient rule. So let's see. On top, I have 12x to the third y to the negative fourth over 3x to the negative second y to the negative second as well. So again, one at a time. 12 divided by 3 first, that is 4. So now the x part. 3 minus a negative 2. And I'm going to kind of write this over to the side. So I'm doing x to the 3 minus negative 2. So remember, whenever we have minus a negative, that's going to change to plus. So the x part is going to become 3 plus 2, which is 5. And then the y to the negative fourth minus negative 2. So this will become plus 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. So now I have to do some kind of rearranging. The 4x to the fifth, this stays in the numerator. That doesn't need to get moved. But the y to the negative 2, we need to move this down into the denominator and change the exponent from a negative 2 to a positive 2. We never want to leave our final answer with any negative exponents. And then last, let's do the negative 5 x to the negative second y cubed. This whole thing is going to be to the negative 2 power. Okay, lots of negatives going on here. So one at a time. I'm going to just write out negative 5 to the negative second power. We'll go back to that in a minute. X to the negative 2 times negative 2, that's going to go to a positive 4. And then y to the negative 3 times negative 2, that'll be negative 6th. So right now, right away, I'm going to move any of my negative exponents into the denominator. So this negative 5 to the negative second, the base does not change. Only The, oh, sorry, lost my pen. So then the base doesn't change. It's still negative 5 base, but the exponent changes from negative 2 to a positive 2. And then y to the negative 6, this will change to y to the 6th. So now one more step, I can simplify and do negative 5 squared, which is a positive 25, and then y to the 6th. So x to the 4th over 25y to the 6th.